also want to start by thanking our outstanding embassy team here in Panama City, including our Charge d'Affaires, Stuart Tuttle, for their great work in sustaining and strengthening friendship between our countries. So we have just concluded a set of ministerial meetings to discuss a challenge that affects all 22 countries represented here, managing migration in our hemisphere. And precisely because it affects all, this is a challenge that we have to solve together, and that was at the heart of our discussions today. Here in Panama, we talked about some of the most urgent aspects of this issue, including helping stabilize and strengthen communities that are hosting migrants and refugees, creating more legal pathways to reinforce safe, orderly, and humane migration, dealing with the root causes of irregular migration by growing economic opportunity, fighting corruption, increasing citizen security, combating the climate crisis, improving democratic governance that's responsive to people's needs. Yesterday, Panama and the United States signed an arrangement to increase our bilateral cooperation across all of these issues. This is the second one we've made. The first was with Costa Rica. We hope to announce more in the coming weeks and months. This is how we deepen our coordination, and this is how we make more progress in helping vulnerable people, support communities, and protect the security of our borders. Our work together is going to continue at the Summit of the Americas in June, where we hope that leaders from across the region will be able to lay out shared principles for a shared response to regional migration and forced displacement. I also want to mention the international organizations that joined us here in Panama. They are critical partners in everything that we're working to do. The International Organization for Migration, the International Committee of the Red Cross, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, UNICEF, the World Bank, and also equally important partners, multilateral development banks. They joined us here as well, including the Andean Development Corporation, the Central American Bank for Economic Integration, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. This is the kind of cross-cutting coordination that the challenges of irregular migration demand. We're grateful for everyone's participation and everyone's contributions. I want to thank the government of Panama for being a leader, a partner on this issue, and for bringing all of us together for 2 days of what were productive talks, productive planning, and action. As President Cortizo and I discussed yesterday, the partnership between Panama and the United States is one of the strongest that we have in the Americas. Our countries work together every single day on the issues that matter most to our people. Our economic relationship is strong, with more than $13 billion in bilateral trade between us that's supporting thousands of jobs in both our countries. And 72% of all goods that travel through the Panama Canal are either going to or coming from the United States. We're proud to be the largest humanitarian donor to international organizations in Panama, and their work complements Panama's own assistance to migrants and refugees. We're working closely on counterterrorism and counter-narcotics through our security cooperation, and combating organized crime and money laundering through law enforcement cooperation. We're also fighting COVID-19 together. More than 70% of Panama's population is fully vaccinated, a remarkable achievement that the United States was proud to support with the donation of more than 500,000 Pfizer vaccine doses. We applaud Panama's leadership on climate, including the work that you've done on reforestation and decreasing energy emissions. And our countries stand together to support shared values here at home and around the world. We value Panama's strong voice in the region on democracy. We stand with Panama as it works to strengthen its own democratic governance and fighting corruption. And we appreciate how Panama stood firmly against Russia's unprovoked war of aggression against Ukraine and affirmed the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity that lie at the heart of the United Nations Charter. Yesterday, Secretary Mayorkas and I visited the Panama Canal, something that I've, like so many millions of people, read about, studied, but when you see it, as I did for the first time, it really gives you pause at the extraordinary feat of human engineering, human ingenuity, but also the powerful symbol of the historical partnership between our countries. A reminder that Panama is at the center of so much global economic activity and connection, a gateway between the continents and oceans, a leader in the region and beyond, a true friend and partner to the United States. And for that, we're very thankful.